Hi guys, it's early December and we've had a few frosts and our fig trees have gone dormant. It is the perfect time of the year to take material for hardwood cuttings. You want to try to take your cutting material before you have any real deep freezes. The deep freeze, you run a risk of having dieback where your plant will, it'll kill it all the way to the ground and everything next year will be from the ground up. So you want to get your hardwood cutting material before it gets a hard freeze on it. Let me show you how I get my cuttings worked up for storage and also shipping. What I have here is a branch off of and it's actually an unknown variety. I suspect it's a type of a brown turkey fig. I do have a brown turkey fig that the fruit is similar, but the leaf pattern is a little different. So this was taken from my tree that I got a start from a co-worker that it was his grandmother's fig tree whenever he got his. So this variety is a old variety, which it could be a brown turkey or something like that. But I call it an unknown Davis fig, and so uh, this will work great for demonstration on how to prepare your cuttings. Um, First, what you want to do is you want to trim it down to manageable lengths. Each person's different. Some people like having really long cuttings, and there's some people that just has two nodes on their cutting. So what you'll do is you'll look for your nodes, and here there's a long space there. I'm just going to cut this down. So I'm going to come in here, cut that off. Now you want to make sure you disinfect your cutters. I use 70% alcohol, and it does fine. And you want to make sure you have a bypass cutter. These are bypass here. The the blade goes past the anvil part. There is another type which is an anvil cutter, and it does not make a good cut all the way through. It's more of a crushing action on the bottom side. So with this one here, I cut it right below a leaf node, and I'm going to make this probably close to 8 inches long. So I'm going to come in right here and between these two nodes here, and I'm going to just cut it in two like that. And then I'll just keep on going. We'll see how many we get out of this. Now, this one here, it's got the little branch on it. It's not needed, so we'll just take that off. And so really there's 4 cuttings on this one here. This is a tip cutting, so but it will root just like the others. Okay, our next step's going to be disinfecting. What I like to use is a 10% bleach solution, and I will take it and just stick my brush in and just wash it down real well. You can stick it in the jar. It doesn't matter if it gets wet. Set it over here to dry. The easiest thing to do would be just have a small Sterilite tub and put the cutting in the tub and pour the bleach solution over them and let them soak for a couple minutes, and then take them out and allow them to dry. Okay, let's let those dry, and it's good to let those dry for a couple hours if you're going to be sealing them, and I will seal these. Um, so let's let these dry, and I'll come back. We've made it back. The cuttings have dried. Um, the next step will be to seal the ends and then to wrap them up. Um, the purpose of sealing the ends is to prevent moisture loss. Um, if you was to just take these cuttings and place them in the refrigerator like they are now, they will dehydrate. The refrigerator is basically a dehydrator. So what we need to do is have a way to seal both ends so it's not leaking moisture. And to do that, some people use a paraffin tape, and which is about $30 a roll, and they'll wrap it around real tight on both ends, and that will seal it up. But I prefer to use wax, and the wax that I use is like you get in the grocery store. It's just Guff wax. It comes in a 1-pound box. I paid about $7 for this 1 pound, and there are 4 bricks of wax in there, and I've already taken one out and cut it in half. Now, what you'll need is a container that is suitable for heat. I used a damaged coffee cup. It's ceramic, so you can put it in the microwave, and it'll be able to hold up. You can't put plastic or anything like that because you'll end up melting it, and you just have a big mess. But there is a fellow YouTuber, Ben, with Arateba Gardens, and he's in Georgia. He has some really good videos, and I seen that he used a terracotta pot without a hole in the bottom and a candle. Now, he got both of those items from Goodwill, and he paid 50 cents each for those. So for $1 total, he can do a lot of cuttings. So what we have to do now is I've already have this cup with the wax in it. I've already used it before, so it had melted in there and re-solidified. So the next thing we need to do is put it in microwave. I have just a regular microwave, nothing special. Just open it up, and I'm not sure if this is going to run with the refrigerator plugged in my little small building here, but we're going to see. I'm going to clear it out, and I'm going to put it on for 5 minutes because I know that the cup is really cold and it's going to take a little bit. So we're going to hit 5 minutes and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, the wax should be melted. Now this is a very important part. Be extremely careful. This wax is hot. You know, the container is ceramic, so it holds heat very well. So it's hot. So just be careful when you get it out. Okay, we have our hot wax and we have our cuttings. And I like to start with the top. And the way to know the top is you have to look at your nodes And if you'll notice, there is a large spot where the leaf was at, and then you have the little bumps above it. The little bumps are always on top. Now, I like to dip the top first, and I like to go in a little bit deeper. Now, this is something that I got from one of Ben's videos as well, is I take the cutting and I dip it in all right, and then I turn the other side, and on the bottom I just let it go in barely. I don't let it go in near as deep as I did the top. And this way you can just look at the cutting and you know which is top and which is bottom just by looking at it. You don't have to pick it up and examine for the nodes. So this in here, you look, make sure you got the leaf on the bottom and the two little bumps up top. Take the top, dip the top in. Now you want to be careful. You're not wanting to cover the leaf nodes up on the top. You want to leave those exposed. All right, then we'll just come right in and we'll dip the bottom. Now you'll want to let this set for just a few minutes because this wax is still warm, and since it's warm, it's soft and it will nick very easily. So just lay it off to the side and then let it cool some more. The last one. Now this one is the tip cutting. It's got growth on the end. You don't have to dip it. You don't want to damage that growth if that's where you want your growth to come from. So this one we will just dip the bottom. Okay, and then we'll let it set. Now those are the only ones that I have to do for this video, so I'll just set the wax back over here and it will re-solidify, and then we can continue. Now what I want to do next, this one was the first one I dipped, so the wax has gotten quite a bit harder. It's relatively cool today, so it hardens relatively quick. All right, we want to label our fig cuttings. And to do that, I use this Sharpie paint marker. I picked this up at a hardware store. It's oil-based, and it was $3 or $6. I can't remember, but it's got a little ball in it. You shake it up, that mixes the paint. All right, so I'm going to take and label this one. Since this is the Unknown Davis, I'll just put a UK-D. And then I'll set that to the side and let that paint dry. And I'll come back and do the same on this one. UK-D. Okay, and we will let those dry for just a minute. It won't take too long. Now, since I just have 4 here, and I plan on possibly shipping out a couple of them, I'm going to individually wrap these. And what I'm going to use is just cling wrap like you pick up at the grocery store. Nothing special. And I'll just pull me out a little bit there. Tear it just like that. I'll see if this is dry. And it is. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just roll it a little bit. I'll bring in the ends to seal that off. and then I'll roll it a little more. When I get down to the end, I'll just kind of pull it tight. This cling wrap likes to stick to itself. So if you pull it tight, it'll seal up like that right there. And then I'll just move on to the next one. Now I'm not going to wrap this one. It's got all the little nodes on it, and I'm planning on just sticking this one myself, and it's not going to be but just a couple days before I put this to root. So I'm going to just leave this one out. But I'm going to tell you, when you unwrap these and you plan on using them, you need to take your cutters, and on the bottom you want to cut the wax part off. You just cut that off, and because you don't want the wax sealing up the bottom while it's trying to root. It needs to be able to have a fresh cut at the bottom, and it needs to be able to absorb moisture and root. Okay, so the next step after you get those wrapped is I get a 1 gallon freezer bag, Ziploc, and then I place them inside the bag. I zip all the way down to the end and leave just a little open there. And then I just roll it and push all the air out. Once I get all the air out, I'll make sure it's sealed. Okay. Then I label my bag. This is 2023. And this is UK-D. And that's all there is to it. You'll take these, put them in the crisper in your refrigerator. There have been some people that have left theirs in there for a complete year, and it has survived. There's a lot that have not. So the sooner you use them, the better. And but you know, it can last a year. So that's how I do my fig cuttings. If you found this information helpful, if you would, please hit the subscribe button. That really helps my channel. And also hit the notifications. It'll let you know each time I upload a video. Thanks for watching, and God bless.